Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome, guys. Today, we're going to talk about the reality of absolute zero. The first one we apply to is work. So, it is impossible to get absolute zero work. So, what does it mean to have absolute zero work? And if you're someone that is lazy, you already see how this might actually give you an argument to use against those people that call you lazy. You're lazy. Anyway, this is just, but the point is, scientifically, everyone is doing work. Whether you're sleeping or you're running, you just do more work relatively. Okay? So you can never be without doing some work. So let's start from someone. The guy that is running. The guy that is running is doing a lot of work compared to a guy that is walking. But that guy, a guy that's running faster than him, is probably doing more work than him also. So you can already see the three of them will be said to be doing work. It's just relatively more. Now imagine a guy that is not running, is not walking, he's just sitting or is sleeping. That guy is working too because it's impossible to have absolute zero work. To have absolute zero work would be like you're not doing nothing is being done in your body, even. So your body is not doing anything whatsoever. You're dead. Now it gets weird. It gets worse. You might think like, okay, well, if someone is dead, then they're not doing any work. But guess what? They are doing a lot of work. There's work being done. Okay, at least to think about it, even at least there work is being done to decompose your body. So your body is going to like decompose itself, kinda. So that's work. Okay, but then you be like, okay, what if you turn into bones and stuff? There's still work being done because that your bone is 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 composed of elements. It's composed of particles and atoms that are working. They are still there. They are still bonding together. The bone is not falling apart. There's some kind of bond that's keeping that there, and there's work going on at the fundamental level. Okay, that is keeping that structure together. So there's work being done even then. Now you might be like, okay, what is this guy talking about? Why would you say that? Now there's this thing about temperature, which you tiny too. Now, if I want to prove to you that the bone is working, okay, a guy that's running and a guy that is sleeping, who has higher temperature? You will say the guy that is running because he's doing a lot of work, so he's burning, his body's hot. Okay, now is the bone the coldest thing you know? No, the bone is might be cold, but it's not as cold as the ice. Okay, so if it's not as cold as the ice, therefore it has more temperature than the ice. For it to have temperature, that means it's doing some kind of work that's generating the heat. You might not sense the heat because your hand is cold relatively, but when you compare it relatively to the ice, the bone is hot. The bone is working, is hotter. Okay, it has more temperature. A lot of things, more things are going on between the fundamental particles of the bone compared to that of the ice. Now you might be like, okay, Khalas, let's go to the ice now. The ice is, that's it. The ice is not working. Guess what? The ice is working too. Because why? There can always be a lower temperature. So if you have the ice here on Earth, maybe we have different degrees of ice, by the way. Ice don't have the same temperature. So anytime we just notice any increase in temperature, or if there's anything colder than any temperature whatsoever, it would mean that there's some kind of activity that is going on in the previous one that makes it have a higher temperature. So higher temperature just denotes that work is being done that is not making it lower. Okay, so that means that we'll go to the lower thing. Now you can see that we'll get to an infinite regress of, okay, is there something colder than this? Yes, we can conceive of something colder. We can conceive of something colder than 100 degrees. Look at me. 0 degrees. And that 0 degrees, it's not actually zero. Like it can always go down and down and down and down. And because we are dealing with numbers here, it will be infinitely possible to have something lower conceptually. Like there was always something lower than this, and therefore we will never actually encounter anything that is absolutely zero. So there's no absolute zero where no temperature is done. We can only It's only an idea. Like if you say absolute zero, yeah, is ideal. It's like an ideal what's it called? State. It's not something that you can encounter in reality. So that means that nothing is absolute zero. So everything in this world is just working. There's always work being done everywhere. So you might take some solace in this and be like, I'm not lazy, even though I'm sleeping. Bro, go and run, man. Anyway, I just thought it was interesting. The next one we'll talk about absolute zero in reality, the reality of absolute zero in relation to distances, extension, and space. So see you guys later. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.